But say it's faith which turns back, believe my words to measure. Understand actions of everyone. Watch the burning destiny. Watch it come. Million dollars would never buy you love. If it could, $1,000,000 is enough to get up. Time is deceitful and years gain. You believe in a lost soul and your implicit pain. Feelings are the first fall, then it's your brain. Affairs of the heart, hard to maintain. Now be brave. All I can do is pray. Heart of mine, you seem to keep my chest from my mind. Our love is conditional, and loyalty is unconditional. Winner or lose is supposed to stick to the side you choose. Realize the truth when you're tired to lose. When the value, what's the worth? Wish I could know. I stopped to research. Parents used to show the children first. Hard purpose, hard forward first. Third party validation, and that is hard master preserved. Make it hard to look in the mirror and bury the girl so deep it could process your hair. You and me have a hard time leaving the past behind. I think I can hold it together, but it'll be fine. Now that's the line. Obedience is difficult. Unwillingness to complete the task. Hurry up and act. Listen from the down pat. Right moves to flash. Always another way for the blind. I see myself coming in time. Feel the sun. Time for growth. Time to shake your personal growth. Do not believe the sequel agreements. They will keep you from your truth. There are two purposes in all your achievements. The enemy is lurking, looking for a body, anybody. Nothing you can do to stop it. When his spiritual intelligence becomes irrelevant, why the only thing the world is worried about is biophilic ignorance is bliss. I'm tired of the stupidity that's making mistake. I was set, you were fixed, believe it, and it's true. Somebody really can just be honest to you. When I look around, the only thing I see is him, and I nobody can handle the truth. But he cleared the room, there's nothing left to do. Rather be alone than somebody's fool. And I'll make that my number one rule. Can't sit with somebody that will feed and spell food. I am frugal, searching only the best fruits to digest. Positivity shaping my reality, and I got something to prove.
Whoa, hold on. Where's my effects over here? Hold on 1 second. Oh, wow. That was super awesome. Can you hear that? Where are my effects, man? Okay, I gotta get it together. But I was doing the cheers. That was super awesome. Wow. Absolutely awesome. Well, I'm glad that you mentioned everything that you mentioned in your poem, because it's actually what I'm going to share tonight at the end fits right into it. So we're on the same frequency. What I thought, absolutely. Well, you are my Leo friend. I am a Scorpio, and so we are sun children, because your sign is ruler of the sun, actually, and my sun sign is Scorpio. So yeah, I am also a Leo rising, is my rising sign also, which is the big thing about it. So we think a lot alike. Yeah,
There you go.
definitely. And I thought that we would start out by, I was just going to shuffle a card, and I'm coming from my White Light Oracle deck this evening. And I figured we would kickstart our conversation from there, or incorporate it in. But as I'm thinking, and now that I've heard your poem, I kind of want to talk about some of the things that you mentioned. I don't have a pen, so I'm going on memory. One thing that caught my attention was feeling like I'm coming undone. That one part. And just in general, life speaking, like not speaking of myself, but not excluding myself. We are all sort of fighting to stay above positive, to stay in joy. Like me, myself, I am used to bringing myself back to points of joy, because I'm a deep thinker. And if you're thinking deeply nowadays, you're coming to reality that things are in a little kerfuffle here. The world's on fire and going underwater, okay? So it forces you to do a lot of personal development, you know? So I thought that your poem was rich with personal development aspects that we go through. It reminded me, because just recently I have a journal, and my journal is based on shadow work. So it's a shadow work journal. Shadow work is when you go within and work out some bullshit with yourself. Some people have trauma, you have self-esteem issues, or, you know, relationship issues, whatever have you, or just personally going through some things yourself, coming to points of elevation. There's always a sort of kind of like, as I look at the waves rolling in, that kind of happens before you get to the elevation stage. So, yeah, your poem was really, really excuse me, right?
Most definitely when it comes to the becoming a man, it's just that that's not the end, that is more of the middle. Transformation happens, we're talking about the elevation, transformation, that breaking point where you're so deep down that you can't believe or cut out it, remembering and sticking to who you truly are, your authentic self, is what's most important, is just learning the lessons.
Right. That's absolutely right. So, let's see what the Oracle, White Light Oracle, has to say for us this evening. I love these cards. They mostly deal with healing and stuff like that. Alright, so tonight we have, let me get my glasses on. Looks like Alpha of Alcyone. I don't know if you can see the card. Yeah, you can't see it because of the background thing, but nice artwork. Alpha of Alcyone. It's the 24th card. So let me get a little sip of my drink here. Every time I move, I pop in and out of this background screen. I'll be back. Trying to keep still here. Alright. So we have Alpha of Alcyone. A positive twist of fate and a windfall of good fortune are destined for you. Brightness, brightness and hope will alleviate negativity and give you the strength to find your way through a time of adversity or challenge. Finally, you will experience peace, love, and deep connection with your true self and the universe. Good things are on their way to you. The brightest star in the Pleiades star system, Alcyone, holds the frequency of love, the sacred feminine healing power of compassion, and the grace of mercy. In the myth of ancient Greece, Alcyone was so in love with her husband, Ceyx, that she referred to him as Zeus, and he referred to her as the divine wife of Zeus, Hera. Zeus was so irritated by such grandiosity that when Ceyx was at sea, Zeus struck his ship with a lightning bolt. In her grief, Alcyone threw herself into the sea. Moved by mercy, the gods transformed the lovers into kingfishers. These birds embody the spiritual medicine of abundance, love, prosperity, peace, and happiness, bringing blessings of hope and healing to humanity. The Halcyon days take their name from this goddess turned kingfisher. They are 7 days on either side of the shortest day of the year, the winter solstice. During this time, there are said to be no storms, only peaceful weather. Legend has it that the god of the winds calms all storms during this period, so Alcyon can rest safely. The term now symbolizes a period of luminous grace amidst a challenging time, during which one can rest in tranquility. It is also an omen of more peaceful days of love and prosperity ahead. Alcyone is the goddess of grace and mercy, especially in the face of heart-wrenching loss. She reassures us that we will find a way through, and there is comfort for us when we need it, even if further work needs to be done before we can fully release into a new era of happiness. When Alpha of Alcyone makes an appearance, we are near to the deepest, darkest phase of suffering and can trust we are already beginning to emerge on the other side. Alpha brain waves are deep, calming waves. They are what we experience when daydreaming or slipping into peaceful relaxation or meditation. In the alpha state, imagination and intuition are heightened. As such, these brain waves are a gateway into the subconscious mind. As the bridge between conscious, everyday awareness and deep altered states, alpha waves allow us to be awake and functioning while connected to an inner well of wisdom and support. If we are in stimulation overload, alpha blocking can occur. Learning to consciously switch off and release by dropping into the 8 hertz to 12 hertz range helps us melt away stress and tune into our intuition without becoming too floaty and unfocused. This oracle brings guidance that a new reality of happiness is available to us even now, as we steadily make our way to the light of the happy new start. That was the perfect addition to your poem.
Yeah.
Definitely. Would you like to make any comments, Diamond?
Yes, I would. Well, love and abundance, that was a big thing because, like, what is love, right? What is love? You can associate it with physical touch with our significant other. We can associate it to the big community, like this one, our friends and family, or just sacrifice that we need for our loved ones and our children. But we associate with all the things love, like, what is true love? To yourself,
Love.
What is true love? And
Yes.
abundance. What is that truly feeling? What is that energy? That's nothing but positive. If there's any shape, form, or feeling of negativity within your definition of LOVE of love, then that is not love. It's being masked by something else, So
Right.
I would definitely
So,
say that.
in my time here on planet Earth, I have experimented or have been doing a life journey experiment, and love's definition has changed, right? So we have the love aspects that you just mentioned, which are like basic, like even an animal loves their, owners and the family members and things like that. So a lot of us think that we're achieving some high level of love when we are good to our families, but it must extend outside of that, because love is not stagnant. If it doesn't grow, then that's something to be looked at. But I have found that love is Love is, to me, the highest frequency that it has the power to extinguish any anything that comes in its way, anything that tries to stop it. Very interesting that the power of love, because when it's true love on any aspect, it always prevails. Like I have seen that in my 52 years, almost 52. And absolutely, especially being a mother, I have my own set of relationships that I have gone through. And now I have children that have their own sets of relationships. And let me tell you, at sometimes it could get really volatile to where I feel I feel in my heart what they're going through. And even myself, I have to break it down and go into, it mentioned the theta states quickly, because I am a very empathetic person. I'm an empath, like big time. Like you could tell me something right now, and literally I could feel it in my chest or whatever. So I have had to learn to protect my heart, just for health reasons, number one. But yeah, because let's face it, stuff is going on down here. Stuff is always going on. Like whenever you think you're going through some serious situation, there's always someone that comes along that has the most craziest story, and I'm like, wow. Yeah. And I begin to love and appreciate whatever it is I have to deal with. But yeah, it is the capability to go through some serious stuff down here. But I have found that love is always the answer. It's always the judge, you know. And so yeah. Absolutely. When it's true. In truth, love cannot be stopped on any level. Any level. Yeah.
That's correct. This time, it was definitely my cards over here. And I actually pulled a eagle. That is actually the first card that is never in the deck. It's one of those powerful represents the spirit. And this is what it is. Are you ready?
Sure. Bring it on. Hit me with it. Hit me with it, girl.
Okay. So it's an eagle. Even there, eagle, finally, touch the spirit. Share your medicine, touch me, honor me so that I know you too. Eagle medicine is the power of the Great Spirit, the connection to the divine. It is the ability to live in the realm of spirit and yet remain connected to balance within the realm of earth. Eagle's sword and is that is quick to observe experiences within the overall body of life. From the heights of the crown, eagle is close to the heavens where the Great Spirit dwells. The feathers of eagle are considered to be the most sacred of human tools. They have been used for centuries by nations to cleanse auras and patience, healers, and divinity. Within the belief system of Native American tribes, eagle represents a state of grace achieved through hard work, understanding, and completion of the task of initiation, which results in the taking of one's personal power. It is only through the trial of experiencing the lows in life, as well as the highs, and through the trial of trusting one's connection to the Great Spirit, that the right to use the essence of eagleness is earned. If you have pulled the symbol, eagles remind you to take heart and gather your courage, for the universe is presenting an opportunity to soar above the mundane level of your life. The power of recognizing this opportunity may come in the form of a spiritual test, when being asserted, you may recognize the places within your soul, personality, emotions, or psyche that need bolstering or refinement. By looking at the overall tapestry, eagle teaches you to broaden your sense of yourself beyond the horizon of the present and visible. And learning to fiercely attach conquer personal fear of the unknown, the wings of your soul will be supported by the ever-sweet breeze, which are the breath of the Great Spirit. Feed your body, but more importantly, feed your soul. Within the realm of the earth and Father's skies, the dance flow that leads to the fight involves the conquering of fear and willingness to join the adventure we are co-creating in the divine. If you have majestic observers to your cards, you are being put on notice to reconnect the element of air. Air is a mental plane. In an instance, it is of a higher line, wisdom comes in a really strange carries forms, and in others relates to creative force of the Great Spirit. If you have been walking in the shadows of poor realities, it brings illumination. It teaches you to look higher and to touch the very heart with your heart to love the shadow as well as the light. So the beginning of both of you will take fight like the eagle. Even as is a gift, we give ourselves to remind us of the freedom of the skies. Even as you give yourself permission to legalize freedom and to follow the joy of your heart's desires.
Whoa, super duper fireworks on that one. Can I say that the eagle is my spirit bird?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I rarely go a few days without having an interaction with one, or, seeing one, just having this oneness experience with it. It flies over my head, hovers there, and does all these things. And I always get, when there's going to be some sort of change or something's going to go down, I always have an interaction with eagles. And so I'll tell you a little story. Back in 2020, my beloved mom passed or transitioned into the nether realm, and that week, like a week before, there was this crazy experience where it was about 9 eagles. They formed a huge circle in the sky, and they flew around in the circle, and they went into a 5-pointed star. I kid you not. And I was like, oh shit, something huge is gonna happen. So I got to thinking, and I was like, I don't really think about that. And it was just like, but it's just imprinted, like I knew it was coming. And to talk about how spirit can prepare you for things you're going through in life, 6 months prior to that, I was prompted really heavy in the spirit to become a transition doula. So I signed up for the classes and I began to learn aspects of death. Why it's not a bad thing. Why, different mentalities and perspectives on thinking about it. And when it actually happened, and I looked at all of the preparation, I had just graduated from the class, and then I go out, I see these Eagles things, situation, and then like a week later, bam, and then I understood it all, and I was like, I am so grateful for the preparation, and I'm really grateful. And when I look back, I didn't even have time to procrastinate, to work against myself or whatever, and say, oh, what the hell are you trying to take a doula class for? Most people are spending a lifetime on the run from even the thought or mention of death. It's like as humans, we spend a lifetime on the run from it, but
Right.
I was prompted to really own it, get into it. And so when I call myself the dark goddess, that's pretty much just not a bad thing, but I embrace the things that most spend a lifetime running from. And that really sealed the deal on that. So just wanted to share that little story about the Eagles. Oh, yes. My husband knows that, me and the Eagles are, absolutely connected.
Yeah, it's amazing that, they came across your path and the car's done.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And so I have a few other stories, and I have some video clips that I'm going to put up on my website of different interactions with them. And yeah, incredible. So,
Good.
yeah. No.
Being open to, the understanding of the next step and what's on the other side and all the other things. It takes a lot of spiritual awareness.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I began to figure out that this aspect of words and having conversations, like, I'm just deep into pouring out to my immediate loved ones who I am, what I am, different aspects of me, what I have that I'm going to leave for them. And yes, I'm at a point in life where I'm dealing with that situation head on. I'm committed to paying my life insurance. I understand that it's not for my benefit. I'm just making preparation so that I can be light as a feather, because I don't want to have any feelings of guilt or anything like that when it's my time. I don't want to leave my family in debt. I want to shower them with all my beautiful things. I know they're not mine. I'm just using them right now and cultivating them and getting my handprints on it and putting it in there. Like you know what it is to receive something from like a grandparent. You're cherishing it, and you've even shared it with me. I know, that you cherish what you received from your grandmother. And so I too am, that's what I'm about, basically. I'm not trying to. Right. Isn't it special though? But yes, doesn't it give you a special feeling about who you are?
Yes, it does.
It's very deep and much needed in our society today, because we tend to look at our elders differently now. So they think, so they think. But I'm come to say they absolutely become, top of the crop at the end of the day,
Right.
Sure. Yeah, you're fine. Great. It's great audio. Yeah.
You're going out just a little bit. That's fine.
I am.
Yeah.
Okay, it's probably just on my end, trying to stay with this stream thing. I just can't change it though, because it really does something for me. It's like I don't have to have like an actual trip. I don't know. Yeah, my mentality is just when you astral travel and do different things like that, like you could place yourself right there. Almost to where I can almost hear the water. I can almost hear the ocean there. Okay, absolutely. If I had my little aromatherapy on, lights out, and I really immersed myself in, well.
And that's a great way to relax too.
Yes.
You don't necessarily have to bust out whatever equipment in order to be able to meditate. That sometimes it's just you use a candle, some soft music, and a moment of silence will be there.
Right. And it's affordable, and it's what we have to understand and share with others is that we are a lot more than we were ever taught. We have the ability to be here, and you can be there, and we can connect. You know,
Right.
we are multidimensional people, or we are spiritual beings having a human experience. However, you know, whatever floats your boat at whatever level one might find themselves. But yes, we are capable of doing a lot of things. And once we get our work on our self-development and getting rid of our hang-ups and all, that's the best thing. Like if anyone said, you know, thinking about the spiritual journey but I just don't know where to start, I would definitely advise that they start with the shadow work. Gotta break it down. And lots of deprogramming.
Yes, I was just going to actually say something on that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it comes to the work, you gotta, because if you know myself, sitting down and just being completely honest about something, you know, I haven't talked to anybody else about it. Me and you know, to make myself the real house,
Mm-hmm.
you know, whatever the case situation may be, that word, that exercise, just if you're completely honest, to really heal, to really do work on some time, to be completely honest, 100% on paper. And, you know, with mine, I have a good side journal about a lot of my pain, things like that. And it worked it at the end. It worked it. And I released that because, you know, I'm tired of using the pain that I want to put on right as an excuse to not be happy in today's life. My life today is not my life yesterday. My life today and tomorrow is not going to be the life that I was living 10 years ago.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
So release. That's the shirt, releasing it.
That.
Releasing it.
Yes, that must have been, well, I've done it, so I know how powerful it is, but for the audience or whatever, that must have been very powerful for you. Even physically, you know, that very next breath after that fire went out was like, you know, you probably felt really, really light, you know, spiritually, because there is spiritual heaviness is a different feeling, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It really is something, and you have to fight your way out of it. You really have to.
Really eats you from the inside out.
Right, and there's always that little spark, though. There's always that little spark of something, you know. For me, it'll be like a bird landing when I walk out on the porch, a bird landing on the pillar thing right there or whatever. And that would just like do it for me. Like, oh, okay. All right, I'm cool. You landed on where I'm at. You're okay. Because nature has a way of welcoming us also. You know, they have to live in this world with us, which is probably not all that much fun when they're on the menu. You know, so. But, yeah, definitely.
And also to, and I feel like this all circling back to this whole topic, right? The self-love, the love. You know, you have to care about yourself, man. Someone to feel.
Yes, absolutely.
You gotta say, you know, that's not. And it's not enough when you're in the state right there, but when you reach that level of saying that that's enough, I care about me, I love me, then all of a sudden, that's what you attract. You start to feel the love and energy of life.
Yes.
So it's not just a really, you know, I'm like, oh, good. You know, and I don't want to be so just negative. Because my phone nowadays, when your phone breaks, it's like the world. Bank apps, your schedule, your phone number, your Gmail. Yeah, you know, you can do another Gmail because, you know, you can't even put it on your phone. It's just this whole situation.
Yes.
Sitting on my porch and I was looking at it because sitting at the trees, looking at the sun, and the kids playing soccer in the middle of the street and doing all this great stuff. And it's like, how can I stay here today when it's such a bad day? But it is so beautiful outside.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
And we're not opening our eyes to these simple pleasures, then we're missing out. You know?
Yes, and they may be taken away. You know, from what I'm seeing, Mother Earth is really doing some self-development herself. It's a serious situation on more than half of the world right now. You know, people in affluent areas going without water, having to live with waiting for a truck to deliver water, and just some of the luxuries that we have the tendency to take for granted on Earth here. And yeah, this is a purification period for everything. And so it just makes all the sense that we're having these conversations with one another.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah, it kind of, you can assure that that's the right track. We're definitely on frequency because it's all about that self-development for sure. And when you're developing self, it actually involves others because we are in care and responsible of others. And when we develop ourselves, we have better to pour out to them.
Yeah, we speaking on a topic, and it's just that goes down to the big part is we gotta be basically some people are listening to this place and whatever it is that's going around. And they're not too long to keep us in habits, to keep us in place, because take us back sometimes when you see things you don't like, and say, did I have any of this? Is this something that I don't want myself? You know what I mean? I say, my daughter's mom makes me crazy, I gotta think, I don't want my brother like that.
Yep, because I was, and I be getting it too. But you know, hey, now my daughter has a daughter, so on and on it goes. But we have been working on us as well. You know,
Right.
no relationship is perfect, and so we have been committing to talking and communicating, and you know, there's no more hanging up on each other, and you know, just we might say I'll talk to you later, or something like that. But we are trying our best to communicate verbally what we're talking about rather than displaying emotion. Because we both were really on this. Words are power. Words.
Words are power.
You gotta be detailed. Yeah, we gotta be as detailed as possible with one another, as if we're writing a book or a poem or something. Like, we really have to be down to the nitty gritty with one another. And some scour from that, they fight you tooth and nail or whatever. You have to stand on your square and deal with the truth. And if the person has any spark of light in them, they'll see the truth. Because if they can't, then that's a display of an overactive ego that needs balance. It needs to be balanced. And so, a lot of the times, my purpose within my own tribe, which I would say is my family, that is my thing. I am the. Let's see, I don't know if you can see this. Hold on. Maybe when I pop up, you can see it. You see my mallet? Hold on. Hold on. You see that in the picture? You see the mallet? I have the whole entire set. And when this goes boom, somebody. I would be one of the mother elder judges in the family.
You see the mallet? This serious.
Oh yeah, I'm serious. I'm dead serious with it. For sure. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Because I feel like this. Let me propose this to you.
Mm-hmm.
If the heads of every family, that we're talking about the feminine energy, if the mothers became the judges, the right judge, the righteous judges in their families, do you think we would have so much chaos in the outside world?
No. Because you would have so much animosity built up in the people.
Right.
Because they are compassionate.
Oh, right. And also, when situations and you know, then issues occur, and they will, you have someone to say, nah, that's not the way to go. This is how you handle it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I really attribute a lot of this killing and all this stuff that's going on to the household. You know, to the raising of the person. They became who they are, you know, in a different way. You know, they became who they are by some sort of circumstance. Let me see. You know, things didn't just start where they ended up. You know what I'm saying? It's like a 17-year-old went to a high school because he had a beef with another kid, and he went to his school to find him, and he found him and shot him right there at school. So let's look at that. To me, that is what you call premeditated
Right.
action, and he had access to firearm. He thought about what he was going to do. His level of anger was to the point that there was no stopping him, obviously. And he proceeded to do what he did, and he killed the young man.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's some that might say he should be charged as an adult.
What do you think?
I think he made an adult decision as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but 9 times out of 10, he has been told. Somebody has seen some display of whatever going on with him, and you know, gave him some advice to check himself, you know, before he gets into a situation. But we can't really say that. Yeah, we can't really say that though. You know, that's not the last. You know, that's not the end all, be all with it.
Right, but see, there's still a level of common sense. There's still just like you know yourself to yourself, just really angry, you know, you can't stomp your feet, you can't scream it, this is good, because like, oh, well, she's not something, do something. And there's still a level of common sense. When you're doing this decision, you need to be more confident. You know?
Absolutely, and they need to have been reared in that way. Perhaps he made the conscious decision he did not care. Maybe he is fully aware of what is ahead for him, and he decided to proceed and go on. So that's another aspect. So we've got a level of mental illness there. You know, we've got just out of control, not knowing how to handle anger, and not having a basic regard for someone's life. This person has a family. They didn't think about any of that. And so, you know, it's interesting. I would love to know the young man's background, his real situation, what he came out of. Because then I could make a decision, you know, a more informed decision. And that's how judges are supposed to work. You know, present the evidence, and then we'll make the decision. But see, as a judge, I would have to have a different step. I would have to have a different step. See, I think in a court of my eye, the parents would have been brought up. Let me see, what were you guys doing while you were supposed to be raising this young man? Like, you know, kind of go back in the book of life and play that scene. Right, and play that scene. But unfortunately, we deal with cases as they are, you know. As to know, If you find yourself in the court, you are an adult. Right. If you find yourself in that predicament, you are an adult at that point.
Yeah, there's still a bottom line, Come on, even child knows that, blood means bad.
Right.
My dad used to have a school. He would say to kids, me and my brothers and sisters would be up, don't wake them up unless it's fire, flood, or blood.
Right.
Those three things are bad,
Right.
There's no way around that. Even as infant, that,
Yeah. Absolutely. None whatsoever. And so, yeah, we find ourselves in a constant loop with certain things, but they seem obvious, and I'll be like, how come society, like, it seems so solvable? But everyone would have to, I feel like it would take everyone to stop. Some event happens, everyone stops, and is brought to one accord at the same time. Kind of like the speech thing. You're in the arena and you're there to hear the speech. So everyone can get it, But there are so many mythological stories that you could compare to that. But yeah. If that's gonna happen, it needs to happen soon, Okay. It's not like the Santa Claus situation. We need it yesterday. Because so much heinous crimes are happening to women, babies, and families. And some of the family articles that I've been going through is just like so freaking sad. Oh man. And it's just from people not being able to cope with their life situations.
Hard. It's hard to accept that you're not where you want to be. It's hard to accept that you just may not have the ability to progress to where everybody's questioning you.
Right.
It's hard to accept that.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the only way is to really get some mental health counseling and get into that self-development, that shadow work. Like, period. Yeah, that's the name of the game right now. Pretty much everything I do.
I really go by something, I stay strong to my heart, They have that same practice with her, because doing that with her, they have what's called the mastery now, where you do 2,000 hours of one thing, you become a master of that one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, all these things, but that's so much pressure. Because just talking about it, it's like so much pressure for the headlines. So like, I gotta look at it. But at the same time, I live by practicing progress. You know what I mean? If I'm practicing every day, I'm progressively going in the right direction.
Right.
I'm practicing being positive, good, discipline, militant, practicing my typing, practicing my vision. Ace of the test that I feel forward to. Whatever the case may be, practicing progress, and we stop giving ourselves less than perfect.
Exactly. And now you see all the attention seeking. It's like people do wild and crazy things with their body or whatever so that they can just be constantly, everywhere they go, receiving this high on this attention seeking thing. I lately have been practicing invisibility myself. Okay, I want to know how to fade into the scenery. I want to master that, basically. Okay. Right? So that's definitely a superpower for sure.
But I'm trying to practice just being calm, to be honest. I have that habit of letting my mind get the best of me.
Right. Yeah.
I tend to self-sabotage because I overthink situations that doesn't even require a thought. And sometimes I get to the day, I create my own defense. I create my own insult in my own head. Nobody's even insulted. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just overthinking. That's just you know, negativity.
Right.
You know, and I need to work on pushing that out, and because that's going to be to make a better me. So progressively make a better me, because practicing on being positive and not negatively, also going to personal, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Small exercises make big differences.
Yes, absolutely. And I've actually been working on that, making small projects, things that, not overwhelming myself because I could get done 5 little projects before I'm done with, one, and then I got to take a break from that because it's time to start this new one. Like, I see how my own flow and how I progress. It's like I don't want to be on one thing for a long, drawn out time. I had to come to that conclusion because so many times with like writing books and stuff like that, I really want to produce these thick ass encyclopedias. I bought books or whatever, but I just was like, listen, people complain about your long Facebook posts that they don't want to read a paragraph. So if you want to catch people's attention, keep it under 100 pages. So I would rather do 500 pages books than do one 500-page book. And I'm also keeping up with my own pace. So it just took, for me to realize that, okay, this is not you. Okay, stop putting yourself through that. Do something small, get her done, move it along, and things started to flow much better. I got so much more done. So, yeah, definitely have to take some time every day, which is my advice on working on your inner self. You must have that quiet time for a bit in the morning, 10-15 minutes, and at the end of the day, 10-15 minutes of serious no disturbance.
Yeah, we watch more TikTok videos in 15 minutes than we do take time for ourselves.
Right, and your higher self talks to you. And how do you hear it if you're always paying attention to what someone else is doing? So many great ideas. Listen, many great ideas have been waiting to come in your mind. Our minds, as people. So because we're all in this game together, I even found myself like I'm going to grab a picture off Facebook. Next thing you know, I've scrolled through 20 videos and I'm like, stop it, what are you doing? And I constantly am catching myself and I'm like, wow, this thing is wicked, man. People are literally wasting their lives on friggin' Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, I mean, unless you're using it to push your product or push whatever you're doing, yeah, take the time and get on there because you know that's where the people are. But on a personal level, you would never get anything done. Not even a good thought. It probably interferes in people's dreams and stuff. You know, it's actually controlling people's self-esteem by likes and followers. It really has become something that needs to be put in balance. Put it like that. Unless but it's also used to educate. And so, to me, being a technical type person, it's a wonderful thing. I don't think I would ever let it consume me, but I have caught myself like, hey, you're doing too much.
Right.
So.
Yeah, sometimes we get so wrapped up in the moment, and we do get carried away, and that's okay, because recognize the real thing, we're there,
Yeah, and we have to take time with our children. You don't know. I have scrolled through TikTok, I said, these kids just gotta be bored. They ain't got nothing else to do but be doing this dance on TikTok. And it's just like, how many books have you read? Have you drawn any paintings? Do you do any puzzles? Like, what's going on? So, the grown-ups, back to the grown-ups. They're the ones paying the cell phone bill. I don't think a 10-year-old or 11-year-old is paying their own cell phone bill. But yet, they're on TikTok every time you turn around. It's just like, unless they are a freaking scholar in whatever grade they're in, that shit needs to be shut down.
That's why I have the mallet in my family. Because I check on my grandkids. Hey, what you doing? What's going on? What's going on with your grades? Every couple of weeks or every time I can, how you feeling? What's on your mind? What's going on? I'm that person. And so, yeah, what you doing? Oh, I'm on TikTok. Oh, are you on TikTok? Okay, once you're done with TikTok, stay off of it for the rest of the day because you need a break for grandma. You feel me? I'm there. I'm there with it, and I don't care about people like, oh, you need to mind your business and all this other shit. That is my business because when you go back to the tribe, that's our responsibility. See, we moved far off from where we're supposed to be. You feel me? And so we're going to be forced one way or the other. Life is either going to kick ass or somehow or another, justice will be served either way. So if you think about it like that, you don't waste time doing dumb shit. You feel me? Because if you do, it's not a threat of any religious boogeyman going to get you. You're going to burn for an eternal fire in hell. No, you're literally going to burn in an eternal hell within yourself while you're here. You create your hell here. If that's the state of mind and consciousness and type of life you live, you're certainly going to take it with you. But as far as the hot coals of flames and all of this other stuff that you're just going to be thrown into, what was the point of living a life, period? That could have been done a long time ago,
Right.
But yeah. People have to... Yes. Right. And once you have experienced it closely or had a near brush with it, you tend to take each day as like it's your last, And then, I don't want to spend my last day on TikTok. Do you? Wait a minute. When they write the story, what happened? So-and-so, the transit, what happened? And they say, I don't know, but they was on TikTok 2 minutes before. Wait a minute. That's crazy. So, yeah, we got to begin to live on that level and think about these things on that level for sure. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, there's nothing wrong with it at all.
Gotta have like a rounded perspective or whatever. And it also would help with how we treat others.
Yeah, that's, that last conversation with people, I'll never forget the time that I got to push, friend on my brother, and, they said, I love you to me, and I never said what he got was Tony. He goes, man, forget your love, I don't care. And, he died.
Wow.
So after that, literally died in the last 3 years.
Wow.
Wow. And, that's something I have to live with, is the fact that, love is expressed in the head, expressed in the back, and that's the last time I spoke to that person. So it's crazy the things that we take for granted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I hope that you've been able to make peace with yourself and that person, and I definitely have a process I can share with you if you still need to take care of that. Because you have to take care of that. Energetically would be my advice,
Yeah.
It's well, what I have also found is that we're so the cat's meow of the universe as a creation, we can still take care of things. Say if a person is transitioned or whatever, you can still handle that with them. You don't have to live with it. You can take care of it. Make your peace with them, and that's pretty much how you do it. Because, see, spirit never dies. The spirit is still around.
Um,
You know?
that brings us back to what we were talking about. Evil.
Absolutely.
Spirit.
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of people are carrying that guilt around whatever situation happened and say, the person transitioned or whatever. And then so they deal with that guilt or whatever, however they deal with it. But there is a spiritual way of handling that, and it's not hard at all. It really can just be done by you placing your hand over your heart and calling the person, saying the person's name. Remember, we're saying words have power. When you call that person's name, you're summoning that spirit. And so you talk with it through that way. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But, we say it's deep, but when we go back to like I said, the tribe and the chief way of thinking, that is just a way of life. Absolutely. I find there's a lot of things that we were taught incorrectly on how to handle our energy and emotions and things we go through. A lot of it is really simple.
And I guess because we're taught to suppress,
Right.
We're taught to okay, decide, get over it, you still do the work.
Right.
Okay, you're angry about how, life treating you and how the world's making it fair, but you know what, it's too bad.
Exactly.
Because tomorrow's really hard.
And the thing about it is, where does it go once you get over it? It's still hiding somewhere in your physical. It still has a place in your mind.
That's something I do want to speak on because it's so big personal for myself. I thought for a long time, I'm not thinking about it anymore, right? Because it's kind of consumes my
Right.
And it's bothering me myself. Right? But then when you sit and watch the movie and somebody dies and now you're food falling or, now you're scared. It's opening that door from inside you.
Right.
That person that hurt. It's just because you're able to put it in the back of your mind and whatever, it doesn't mean it's not there.
Right. And see, going back into the healing situation, eventually that could manifest as some kind of an illness because it's going to manifest if it's not taken care of. That's why, going back to the tribe, we would do either weekly spirit cleansings, take the feathers and just sweep down the body, sweep down in a downward motion. You're sweeping away energetically this sludge. It's just like running a car on old oil. It gets thick. Yeah, the shit gets thick on our spirit as well. So you have to, there's baths you can take, salt baths, Epsom salt baths. There's sage that needs to be burned. There's so many different things that we should have been taught to do rather than just handling it. Because I'm seeing handling it overboil right about now. But yeah, I definitely said I'm going to make a commitment to do more shows on how to get rid of a lot of that spiritual junk. Yeah, get rid of spiritual junk. Remember that title, I might ask you. Everybody forget. Get rid of spiritual junk. Yeah, spiritual bullcrap. Get rid of the spiritual crap, Did you crap your pants spiritually? Okay, we're gonna have to do something with that. That got a little ring to it right there. Somebody smelling like poop. But it came to me the other day, and let me share this with you. Like, I was working with my oils and essential oils and different things, and I kept smelling them and all the different ones, and how they made me feel, because aromatherapy is very effective. Like, just sniffing it is like, holy moly. And I was sitting there thinking about people that's got all this that wear perfume, not people that wear a little perfume, but the people that when you walk by, you smelling them, and it smell keep carrying, and every time you see them, they smelling up all sweet and things and this and that. And my spirit was like, those are the ones who are the smelliest spiritually. Why they feel they gotta be bathed in all this perfume. Man, that really hit hard. That really hit hard. And I said, I'm gonna have to revisit that. And then I went through my mind and I picked out a few people that always smelling of this, and I said, a hot mess. But it's something, yeah, spiritually, esoterically, when we look at things, it's like, why are you always smelling up every damn thing? What you hiding? Because perfume is a mask. It literally is to mask natural body odor. Okay, so we all admit we don't like how ourselves smell when when our pheromones get going. And so we created and invented all this shit, these smells and oils and things to put on to mask the funk. So that was interesting spiritually. Like, yeah, that was deep. and yes, Spirit spoke to me plain as day. Those are the funkiest ones spiritually. I said, oh shit. Wow. So I just been keeping it at the forefront of my mind whenever I'm around people and they're smelling. I'll be checking them out like, what's your damn problem? Because I know it's there. Look, I know it's there. I'm going to peel off the layers. Too funny.
Right. That's something deep. I don't hear
Well, maybe it's just because you have a love for sin. I mean, that is that's a what you call a probability. But yeah, the character I have in my mind is hilarious. I wish I could draw. I would definitely make that into a cartoon. Mr. Smelly, and when you walk by, he got the little fumes following him and shit. It's like even the flies and the mosquitoes wanted attracted. Oh my gosh, yeah, I could definitely ride that wave for a minute. I've ran into a few of them characters in life, big time. Too funny. Yeah. I just think the beings of Earth are funny. They are just freaking hilarious to me. And in a way, looking at life like that it's not so bad, because it's like, they know not what they do. Do not smite this being of Earth. I got a lot of compassion and stuff like that, but yeah, on an esoteric level, we definitely got a lot of work to do within ourselves, to approach this ascension, the ascension, when actually, we've ascended a zillion times already. I've ascended just by having this conversation. I'm on a different level. I'm not the same way I was when we started the podcast. My mind is enlightened about a few things. And so, hey, we ascend every day. I guess. I hope. If not, we got to get to work on that. But yeah, I learn a lesson of something or other every day about this life. Right. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. I remember one day, that just reminds me of a day that I had some years ago. I was riding down a street by myself. It was broad daylight or whatever. You know, jamming or whatever. I don't remember what the heck was on my mind that particular time. But anyway, I was getting where I had to go, and there was no traffic, no one in front of me, no one in back of me or anything. Out of nowhere, this freaking bird crashes into my windshield. He doesn't crack it, but scares the holy hell out of me. And I was like, soon as it happened, the mind that I have went straight into the spirit world. Like, what the freak did I do? Did I do something? I'm checking myself like, no, I haven't done anything. Like, what? Well, wait a minute. Is somebody trying to do something to me? I was like, I was like, I don't know. It was just weird, but hey, I got over it and I lived and survived. But you'd be surprised the energy some can send your way, you know? And that's another thing. We need to do our uh, we need to do ritualistically our protection baths and our oils and whatever have you, you know, over our children whenever they go out to school. God knows what's going on in these damn schools in America. You have people going to work, disgruntled workers. Remember, you could lose your life just being in a supermarket. You know, all the mass shootings and different things, and people have to start taking their protection into their own hands. Whatever it is, you got a guardian angel. You have whatever it is that you do or we do as beings. We need to do them. It's for a reason. You probably trace it all the way back into their family somehow and actually find a part of the culture that dealt with that. You know, we have to understand that this life is just not physical. The spiritual part of it is actually controlling it. You know, and that's just coming from me. You know, there's no source. It's just the source is just talking to me right now. And that's where that comes from. You know, so yeah, because you might say, "Oh, I got my protection necklace," or I wear this for protection or whatever. And some may look at you and laugh or whatever it is, but there definitely is some truth to it for sure.
My favorite for protection is tiger eye and obsidian. I put those on and I feel really good.
Yeah, it's so funny you mentioned that. We're always so freaking on point because I have my tiger eye right here in my hand. If I go on the camera, let's see if I can show you. If I go back on the camera, the stupid thing is, I don't know if you can see this. Let me take this darn background off. Ugh. Bye bye, ocean. See you next time. Darn.
Oh, it's all done?
Back to regular. Back to reality. After the show is over, I'm going to put that background back on and turn the light out and just chill for a while. But here's my tiger eye. Isn't it nice? I got it at the flea market. $20. I was out of there. I was like, he has no idea what this is worth. I said, $20, here you go. I'm out of here. I put it in my bosom, pop, and dropped it down in my little pocketbook in there. And I wear it right there by my heart cavity, right in the middle of my breast right there. I actually program most of my crystals through my heart chakra. Yeah. And, it's easy. You just drop it in there and you do your meditations or whatever. But tiger eye is super powerful. And it's a great protector, so it's one of the top ones. Yeah, I have plenty of obsidian. I have an obsidian mirror that I use for self-development. You know, they say looking in the mirror or whatever, but the mirror of obsidian is like, it's a black mirror. It's obsidian, so that actually accelerates your shadow work because it will show you different versions of yourself. You know, you might see some other shit in there too. It all depends on what's going on with you. You know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I love amethyst. Oh my god, I love amethyst. It's crazy because everything you name, I can just grab right over here. Oh my god, I love playing freaking amethyst. And this is like, that's a gate. So it grows out of a gate. And this amethyst grew out of an agate rock or whatever. But very powerful for the Reiki healing sessions. I use this. Very, very powerful. But yeah, crystals in me I have tons of crystals, tons of crystals. And I started out, yeah, it was crazy because when I first started out using crystals, I was coming across the small ones. This is shungite, but smaller than this. You know, I have like tons of crystals that I'm going to start wrapping in copper and making little necklaces, and I'm going to send it to my grandson and my granddaughter. Because my granddaughter called me, because, you know, they were young, and I was like, okay, I'll start giving them crystals when they know how to keep them and take care of them and know that they're not to be lost and stuff like that. Because I don't play with crystals. Crystals are important. So my granddaughter calls me, and she's like, look, Grandma, I got a crystal. I said, you got a crystal? And she pulled out an amethyst. I said, that's my girl. That's my girl. So, it's been oh my god, absolutely, yes. And I said, you're on your way. I said, you still doing your meditating? Because when he used to come and spend the summers with me, we did meditation every day, even the baby. I had all three of them, my niece, my grandson, and my granddaughter. She was like a little baby then, but they all be sitting there right there in my living room doing their meditation for 15 minutes. And I'm trying to, the school system, I'm not going to stop doing it, but just before COVID, I sent a proposal to the school district, the Sparrows Point School District, for them to let me come in and do meditation at the beginning of the day and at the listen, this about to be a whole program, and it's going to spread from school to school once I started. So I'm going to have to bring other people in and train them so that they can run some of the stuff too. But for now, I'm just going to start it at the one school and try to see if I can get this community center, if I can get some time at the community center right up here. And then I'm going to need help gathering up the kids in the neighborhood to tell their parents about this meditation thing, which I'll probably do flyers, and I'll probably go door to door as I'm walking. I'll walk around this whole place and leave flyers or something. But yeah, it's got to be done. It's going to help the children to learn how to cope with taking a moment before you react and just going into your classroom in a positive manner. You spread positivity. Positivity is infectious. And those that don't choose to be positive, they'll be over there by themselves, and eventually they'll come around. But,
yeah, being a positive person also filters out the people that are negative naturally. They don't hear about their good news. They don't hear about their good day. They're optimistic about that on right. They don't hear about that. They want to sit there and complain about how they felt every day and they're stubbed toe.
A lot of them are going through stuff. You know, school is just a place for them, but they're going through stuff at home. And by the time they get to school, the teachers got to put up with all that. With them different personalities. Yeah. But I'm really, as a matter of fact, school's back on tomorrow. I'll be giving them a call. I actually know the principal from when my daughter was there. I've had many, had to go to school situations. And I remember when my daughter was going through her rites of passage, you know, other girls, you know, rolling up on her and this and that. Well, nothing ever really happened, but my daughter got in trouble for taking a mace to school. And I gave it to her. I said, so, it's a group of girls. I said, I'll tell you what. I'm going to be at work. And you going to school. And I say, you take this. It was a little key ring. I said, do not pull it out unless there's some physical altercation and somebody tries to jump you or whatever. If it's a one-on-one, wax her fucking ass. I'll be right there at school to, you know, pick you up or whatever it is. But all this bully shit, we ain't going through that. One of them act like they want to touch you. You have my full permission to whip their asses. Right? So, now then. So check this out. Exactly, because I didn't take care of things like that in school. If a motherfucker had a problem with me, I'm walking right up to you. What's your problem? We're going to settle this shit right now. I didn't go through all of that, you know. But see, now, they wasn't, a one-on-one fight was a one-on-one when I was in school. The kids would stand there and watch. As a matter of fact, they'd make sure nobody else jumped in. But now, a fight is just a one-off for all your friends to come and join in, and they're kicking and stomping on your fucking child. That's not happening. So, the way how I instructed her to deal with it was when I got to work, I called the principal. He said, yes, Miss Alston, such and such, such. I said, my daughter's having a problem, and I'm just letting you know. I sent her with a mace. Now, if she gets into a one-on-one fight, it's just going to be a little scuffle. But if them kids in that school and you don't have no monitors out there to survey the situation and make sure nobody gets hurt, there's going to be a couple of students maced in the eyes today. And he said, well, Miss Austin, I can certainly understand your concern, and I'm gonna speak with Nigeria and check on her and make sure she's okay. And I didn't mean to mention her name. Holy crap! But anyways, I only got one baby. Those that know me know who I'm talking about. But she was going through her rites of passage in high school. It is what it is. I went through it. We all go through it. But anyways, yeah. So she was good. You know, that day went well, and the other days went well. Because, see, these girls were from the neighborhood. And so, me, being the eagle-eyed mom that I am, I knew who they were, and I knew their parents. Because I didn't allow my kids to go play with nobody that I didn't really know their parents, or knew where they lived at, or whatever. So, you know, I'm the mom from hell. I proceeded to go and threaten their moms. And I let them know, keep your kids, because this could get grimy. You feel me? Because ain't no bumps and bruises going to be putting on my child because they can't get over their little whatever the issues they have with one another. I said, so now me and you are here. We're going to let them talk and see what all this fighting is all about. So I went that extra mile. You know what I'm saying? Because by the time a kid feels like they can't go nowhere without a weapon, or they have to constantly be faced with this boogeyman shit every day, I'm not sending my child out the door to that shit every day. And I said, wait, hold up. I'm from New York. Every school got metal detectors. I don't know what them girls is going to bring into school, talking about what they going to do to my daughter, so I didn't give them no motherfucking leeway either. Because I'm there, you know, that's love. When you love your child or whatever, I was a child before, so I had to go into that situation and be like, I said, no, I don't really trust that. You know? And I feel like if more parents got into their children's situations, that they could help bring some kind of, peace to it, or turn it around somehow, reform the situation. But no one's forcing anyone to get along with anybody. If you don't like her, leave her the fuck alone. And I'm looking them dead in their face. And I don't care if it's your kid or somebody else's kid or whatever kid. You see what I'm saying? At that point, I'm going to have this conversation with this kid. Because somebody needs to have the conversation, and the grown-ups ain't having the conversation, and I will have the conversation. So, yeah, that's how that goes. But I do have conversations with kids. And yeah, whoa, it's almost 9 o'clock. We was rolling. Oh my goodness. Yes, it is a school day. And it's funny we have this conversation. And, just let the kids know on the way out. Be nice to the nice ones. The ones that look like they ain't so nice, leave them the heck alone. Just let them go there. They know. But, yeah, we have to put that over our kids, It's a cold world out there.
It is. Every day.
Yep, as soon as I get off here, I'm going to call and check on mine. Make sure they're good. I know where 2 of them at. I'm going to check on the one. I ain't heard from him in a second. But yeah. All right, baby girl. So, this is episode 1 of Tonya 23 and Diamond the Mermaid. Let's go. Next time, we're going to talk some mermaid stuff because I love mermaids. We can get into it.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's awesome. I love that name. So I thank you that you have graced my platform with your loving, positive energy. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So I look forward to doing this again sometime soon.
Yes. All right, guys. Good night.
Have a good night. Peace from the House of Tonya 23. Always working on self-development. Good night. Peace.